you are stressed, drowning in spirals, overthinking on all those voices saying you are not good enough, smart enough, or strong enough. Now imagine proving every single one of those voices wrong. David Goggins did exactly that, and his journey and secrets will change the way you see your own limits. Most people live inside invisible walls, boundaries that aren't real but feel impossible to break. Fear, doubt, and the comfort of routine keep us boxed in. We tell ourselves, I can't do that, or I'm not built for this. But these mental limits, they're self-imposed, and David Goggins is proof that they can be shattered. By the end of this video, you'll discover Goggins' formula for destroying those limits. You'll learn the mindset shift, mental tactics, and daily practices that transformed him from an insecure, overweight man into an elite Navy SEAL and record-breaking endurance athlete. The strategies are intense, but they're real, and they might just be the key to unlocking your own limitless potential. What if your greatest weakness was actually your biggest opportunity? Before David Goggins became the human embodiment of mental toughness, he was anything but. Obese, lost, and stuck in a dead-end job, he seemed destined for mediocrity. But here's the twist. Those limits weren't real. They were self-imposed. Goggins believed, like many of us, that his circumstances defined his future. Society told him he wasn't built for greatness, that he'd never outrun his past. But when he hit rock bottom, something clicked. And that's where his transformation began. He realized that every limit he faced in his body weight, his childhood trauma, his self-doubt, wasn't permanent. It was a mental construct, so he made a radical decision. He would outwork his pain one step at a time. He faced his fears, embraced his failures, and used every setback as a stepping stone. And that's where things got interesting. Because the moment Goggins challenged his own limits, he started achieving things most people thought were impossible. But breaking those mental chains was just the beginning. His journey was about to get brutal. And that's when he discovered what true strength really means. How far would you push yourself if your life depended on it? Most people quit before they even start, but not Goggins. He pushed his body to the brink, running for hours on aching joints, spending sleepless nights grinding through endless workouts. When pain crept in, he pushed harder. When his mind screamed to stop, he told himself, I don't stop when I'm tired. I stop when I'm done. He made it, dropping over 100 pounds and qualifying for SEAL training. But the craziest part? Goggins didn't stop there. He pushed himself beyond the military, venturing into some of the most punishing endurance races on Earth. And that's where he found out what true suffering really feels like. Let's dive into the mind trick Goggins used to silence his pain and push his body far past its breaking point. Ever felt like your body was ready to quit, but your mind was the real problem? David Goggins learned something most people never realize. The mind gives up long before the body does. In fact, when you feel like you've hit your limit, you're really only at 40% of what you're capable of. He calls it the 40% rule. When Goggins' body screamed in agony, he trained himself to recognize that pain wasn't his limit. It was his mind trying to protect him from discomfort. Instead of giving in, Goggins would say, I'm only at 40%, and then he'd push harder. His weapon wasn't just physical toughness, it was mental mastery. Goggins used powerful self-talk to drown out his doubts. He'd replay his toughest victories in his mind, what he calls his cookie jar, moments when he defied the odds. By focusing on past wins, he tricked his mind into believing he could survive anything. And that's the lesson. Your mind is a liar, a trickster that tells you to quit when you've still got so much more to give. But here's the twist. There's one defining moment where Goggins pushed past his mental and physical breaking point, and what happened next would change his life forever. What happens when your body is broken, your mind is screaming, and you're standing face to face with your breaking point? David Goggins hit that moment during one of the most brutal challenges of his life, the San Diego 24-hour ultramarathon. With 70 miles behind him, his body was wrecked. His kidneys were failing. Blood pooled in his shoes from torn-up feet. He was lightheaded, shaking, and dangerously close to blacking out. At that critical juncture, Goggins tapped into every scrap of mental strength he'd cultivated, the countless hours of hard, relentless work. In that split second, he realized that the only barrier standing between him and greatness was the voice in his head. He silenced it. With a surge of determination, he surged forward, shattering the illusion of his limits. Broke through the wall of perceived impossibility and discovered that when you truly push past your self-imposed boundaries, you unlock a level of strength you never knew existed. And that breakthrough moment wasn't just a personal victory. It became the spark that ignited a journey toward limitless potential. Up next, we'll explore how this mind-shattering moment paved the way for his ultimate transformation and inspired millions to challenge their own limits. Now, you might be thinking, this is all too extreme for me. Who's got the guts for that? Listen, I get it. When you hear about Goggins' feats, it sounds impossible. But here's the truth. Goggins didn't wake up one day as a legend. He was once plagued by self-doubt, just like you. Think about those moments when you've hesitated saying, I can't do this, or it's just not for me. Those are the same excuses that held him back in his early days. Goggins shattered those limiting beliefs by proving that the greatest obstacle isn't the challenge. It's your mind telling you to quit. And guess what? That's something you can overcome too. This isn't about transforming into a superhuman overnight. It's about recognizing that every small victory, every moment you push past discomfort, builds your resilience. So if you're worried that this level of intensity is beyond you, remember, every great journey begins with a single bold step. Embrace the challenge and let your potential shine through. Imagine waking up every day knowing you're not bound by your past because you broke every limit holding you back. Think about it. Every moment of pain, every doubt that whispered stop, was just a stepping stone toward the greatness that awaits. The scars you earn are not marks of defeat, but symbols of relentless determination. Discipline, consistency, relentless efficiency. They're the lifeblood of transformation. Every ounce of effort you invest today builds a tomorrow where limits are shattered and potential knows no bounds. So, stop listening to that inner critic. Stop settling for mediocrity. It's time to embrace the challenge, push beyond the pain, and become the architect of your own destiny. Now it's your turn. Are you ready to shatter your limits? Take that bold step today. Set one impossible goal that scares you a little and commit to it. Drop a comment below sharing your goal, share your progress with us, and join our community of relentless warriors pushing past every barrier. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Make this moment count. Hit that subscribe button for more hard-hitting insights, and let's break through limits together.